Welcome back, everybody. We're back with another video, another one about soccer, football. And this one, we got two big games that happened over this last weekend. And it was El Clásico between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the two big English clubs, Liverpool and Manchester City. So we're going to get into how those games went and maybe a few surprises in there. And maybe some analysis on how each of those players did that maybe weren't supposed to do so well. we'll talk about this a little later. I got some questions for Douglas here. Let's get into it.
Get into it. Let's get into this. So much to talk about, so much to say. Two beautiful, great games.
Of course.
Three great teams out of the four. Because Barca sucks. What you got some questions for me?
let's maybe for the second game, but this first one, let's talk about this first one.
Okay, all I wanna say is that if I can find the messages, take a screenshot of it, and send it to our editor, I did say, I word for word, maybe not, but I said Madrid would be up 2-0 at halftime, and that they would end up winning the game 3-1.
Okay, I don't remember you saying the 2-0 at halftime, but I do remember you saying that they would win 3-1, and hey, that was a good prediction. But what do you
That's
think?
if you would have gotten that prediction, you would have said that's a perfect prediction. So let's just
Yeah, it was a perfect prediction. So I don't know. What do you think? Start us off, Douglas. What did you see in this game, and what did you like? What did you not like?
Well, good performance by the greatest of all time, Karim Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner. So appreciate that. He's looking good, playing good. It's a great playmaker, great finisher. But Valverde, man, we had mentioned him like in one of our first few videos that we
Yep.
started doing when we started this channel. And man, he being really consistent, playing really well, assisting, scoring. Like he is just playing like a top world midfielder right now.
Yeah, you beat me to it, man. I was gonna mention Valverde too. In this game, he played. Well, the lineup has him as a right winger, but if you notice during the game, they kind of go into like a 4-4-2, and he helps out in the middle a lot. So he's not always up forward. Like Vinny is more of that attacking winger. He's always going to be there to create that lane on the wing. But Valverde helps a lot to disrupt the midfield, and I think that's what helps so much create those plays too.
Who did they have on the like as the other side for the winger?
They had Vinny as like the forward winger, but then they had Kroos and Chouameni, and then Modric in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
They might be doing like because it's Vinny, Benzema, and Valverde, but Valverde drops a line, goes to the middle,
Mm-hmm.
making it into like a 4-4-2. And even if Vinny drops playing winger, making it into like a 4-5-1 type of lineup.
Yeah. I don't know. It works well. I mean, Valverde, you can see how he's able to move so fluidly in any spot because he can play well defensively and try to recover as fast as he can. He can play well attacking. He has some passing that's kind of underrated. He has some great vision. Like he can cross field passes. I mean, he has some nice threading the needle passes as well. If you notice, he has good vision, and that's not something that I really focus on when I talk about him. It's more of his like ability to be so fluid on the field and play in different positions. But man, his
And he
passing.
usually scores good goals too. Like
Mm-hmm.
most he's been scoring, they either like bangers outside the box, like great dribbling, good shots, good
Mm-hmm.
finishes. So, unlike some other players that do tap ins, but like whatever.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
I mean, Valverde's continuing to play well. Benzema's just being Benzema. I
Yep.
already said he was like my number one striker, but you could tell Barca like just can't keep up with the speed that Madrid was playing at. Also,
Hmm.
especially like on the left, you got Sergio Roberto pretty much going against Vinicius. There's no way he's gonna keep up with them. And I know one of the substitutions that Xavi did was putting in Marcos Alonso, but then
Mm.
like he would bring in Rodrigo. Marcos Alonso is not a fast player either. He's a form of Sergio Roberto, where they're good players, but they don't have speed. So even that on the wings, you're already like getting destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, they may lack a little bit of speed, and I think that's what I was gonna say about Busquets too. They have Chouameni, and then they have Valverde helping out in the mid. They have Modric, who has great acceleration on the ball. Like, those are three already quick players. I wouldn't say Kroos is one of their quicker players, but he's definitely, a player that can at least, pass the ball and distribute. But with the other three midfielders, they're so quick to recover and just pressure so fast. Busquets, you can tell on the assist or the pre-assist to the goal, he was trying to just foul and he's just trying to stop the play any way he could because he was just not able to keep up. And that was against Tony Kroos. That wasn't even their fastest player. So him trying to keep up, and then De Jong and Pedrino try to do their thing, and that midfield just working so well for Madrid right now. It's hard to keep up with him, and that's why they haven't lost. So.
We need Busquets out of Barcelona, dude. Just throw him into the bench, dude. All right.
Hey,
Before it was argued like we've always known Busquets doesn't have speed. Like that's
yeah,
nothing new. But why he was really great before was because always being in the right place at the right time, just having great positioning.
yeah,
But when we talked about him as being one of the top midfielders in the world, he was also playing alongside Xavi and Iniesta.
exactly.
Now you don't have the same chemistry, you don't have the same rotation, you're not playing like the same way. So now you just look like a slow player out there.
Hmm. They haven't synced up well enough, and I think that's why they picked up a player like Kessie, and then um, they're able to bring him in, and then even Gavi can come in and create a little more speed because he's still a young player with a lot of energy. But I think they can start something like a Pedri, De Jong, and Kessie midfield because De Jong is really well defensive too. He can come back and drop and play well defensive. So maybe that midfield may work better for them. But I mean,
Yeah, you just can't have that's out there anymore. Like, you know, keep him as a captain, have him there for the locker room, but I think you could have a better trio if you just don't put.
yes, and I think it's time, to get that chemistry with the younger guys. If you're looking to keep those guys, down the line and be able to build some chemistry between them. As for the attack, I mean, Ferran Torres scored basically a consolation goal at the end. It wasn't really much that was going to change the game, but I mean, I guess he got a goal in there,
I
and
mean, get rid of Dembele too while you're at it.
he's
Well,
so
he's not consistent. Like,
yep.
okay, he has not been getting injured. Props to him. Good, you're staying healthy. But then, like, when I see him play, like, he plays selfish and he does a lot of dribblings, sometimes unnecessary dribbles.
Yeah,
And there's like been multiple games already where he has the option to create a good pass and leave a teammate one on one, and he decides to dribble again. He's just annoying me at this point. So
it's just like you said, it's consistency, and even if he stays healthy, like you said, there's nothing that you can do to take away from him being that person that just wants to be the star. Like I feel like he's just trying to compensate for all the time he missed at Barca and trying to be the person scoring the goals and doing all these moves. But I mean, if you play more as a team player, you're going to be noticed more, and you're going to be able to see how he's creating for the team and not just for himself. So if he can create that for the team and not just try to be the star all the time, he might be able to be more of a star.
go over here with dude, not only a scorer but a playmaker for everyone.
Yeah.
And
So
that kind of reminds me of a quick point I wanted to make that besides Lewandowski, Barca does not have good finishing. Dembele can barely score to save his life. He's righty and he's lefty. Okay, but both don't seem to work well. Like
mhm,
a lot of the crosses he does too, they're like he's shooting at his teammates, and it's just like his teammates are finding a way to make use of the cross that he does because
mhm,
even his crosses are not consistent. Ansu Fati had really good finishing when he was starting, even back in the previous season, like before getting injured. But now it's like after that, it's kind of hard for him to get rhythm. He was doing well for a couple minutes, but then he was lost in rotation because of so many changes, substitutions that were going on, and so many
Yeah,
options that Xavi had. And now he's not playing for Spain, so he's losing that rhythm that he was showing before.
yeah. I don't know. I think they got a lot of players that can play well, but they're not finding the chemistry between them. So I think that it's just a thing where they got to figure out how they're going to be able to sync well with certain players and go off of that. Because if they keep trying new things, it's never gonna it's never gonna click. They need to be consistent with who they want to start. And I mean, you can't blame the players for not playing well. I mean, like Xavi said it himself, he picks the players, and I think right now at the beginning of the season, he's just trying to figure that team out, and he's just trying to figure out what's going to work best for them. And like you saw right now against top team Madrid, they're a really good team. They were struggling, and they struggled against them because they're still finding what they need to do.
Was it a penalty? ¿Era penal o no era penal?
I don't want to get into this conversation right now.
It's part of the game. Tell me.
Look, if the ref saw some contact, then
Some contact. What are we playing? It's like soccer, not a man's.
I know. It's just like they're so critical with these penalties now. You know, like even a handball, no matter what, if it touches your hand, it's a penalty. I mean, VAR is just a lot of I don't know. That's another conversation, but
I mean, I'm not saying like that I'm mad about it because like I don't think it was a penalty, but I'm not saying that because it was Barca, on the bad side of it. It's just like I get really frustrated. I know when these players just stay dropping on the field, stay exaggerating, flopping everywhere. Like I'm on the mindset of like players should be fined every time they flop, but I will never see that happen, especially in soccer. But no.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, either way, it was the end of the game. I know it doesn't matter, but still, they should at least try to be consistent with the PK calls. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to do that because there's so many different refs that are gonna ref games. So hopefully they try to do something better about those calls.
Hey, but that could be a good transition talking about refs. What you thought about the ref in the Man City Liverpool game?
Good transition into the next game. Yeah, into the Man City Liverpool. Shocking win by Liverpool, by the way. No, well, let me take that word back. I'm using a new word here. Impressive. Let's just say that. Because it wasn't, I don't think it was shocking, more like, wow, Liverpool played good.
It's because they were being garbage. Like,
yes, instead of being so like we said, no communication in the back. It was very inconsistent in the midfield. They looked good, and I was like, oh wow, like they're actually touching the ball around. They're creating plays, and they started Firmino, so you can tell when he's in there, he's creating.
Makes a difference. For
He
sure.
makes a difference, and that's why he's still there because he's been there so long. They know he can be that player to create, and I mean, the goal was literally from the goalie straight to Salah, and then he just turned on, I think, Cancelo. Cancelo took a bad step, and then Salah finished the goal. So they did have a lot of other chances, though. So it wasn't just that.
And even then, like, regardless of like the goal and Liverpool winning, kind of tells you like without that mistake from Cancelo, it could still be 0-0. So it's one of those big games where mistakes matter and can end up ruining the result for you. And that's kind of like why it's so difficult to beat Man City too. You need to take advantage of the mistakes that they make. I do agree though that it was an impressive win by Liverpool. I know I was saying that they were garbage, which I'm not gonna take it back because at that point they were still playing like garbage. They should be doing better. Even now, Salah should have been doing better. Arnold should have been doing better, and Salah is doing better. Liverpool is doing better. Arnold is coming back. You know, he's not gonna miss a lot of games as originally expected. I was surprised he even came in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I thought he was still injured, but yeah, he played a couple minutes. Yeah, I don't know. It it looked to me like the Liverpool attack was working really well against Man City. And maybe, I'm not saying this is, the exact reason, but they played 3 in the back. All season, they've been playing 4. I believe they usually play their 4 in the back.
So what you're saying, playing with Arnold?
No, I'm talking about City. They've been playing with 4.
City, okay.
And they've been doing well with 4 in the back. And then I feel maybe, Pep was trying to surprise Liverpool with a different style formation and tried the 3 in the back. Maybe it was more like a 5 because the wing backs kind of come back a little bit and defend. But I mean, it worked out for most of the game. Like you said, that one mistake is what cost them the goal.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah.
What you think of the ref? It's
okay. That call.
Be honest.
To be honest, that was a pretty soft call.
Which one?
I mean, on Haaland when they took away the
well, see, that's not even what I was talking about. That's a foul. What are you talking about?
He was okay. Yes, it's a foul, but there was worse fouls in that game.
I agree.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't consistent throughout the game. So for him to call a foul where he's pulling a jersey like that, okay, I get it. But it was soft compared to other ones where he just didn't call.
The only reason it was called was because it ended in a goal.
Exactly.
Because
the only reason.
Was the pull enough to influence Fabinho from getting to the ball? Yes. So that's why you call that foul. And because it ended in a goal. If it didn't end in a goal, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have even been checked.
Exactly. And then, like you said, it was an inconsistent, for both sides. There was fouls that should have been called, fouls that were questionable that were called. So it was just a mix. And
I thought that was a pretty obvious foul from Bernardo Silva and Salah, where in the play where our club got the red card.
Where he got mad because they called it on him. Yeah, I guess it was a foul.
Bernardo Silva out here acting hella tough out of nowhere, no, that's boring, no, but Barcelona shows interest and now he thinks he is Lionel Messi, the heck, who does he think he is?
Yeah, he probably just had a hot head at the moment, so the game got to him. I don't know who gets mad in soccer games, but it's they got to be able to keep their cool and everything. It's just,
I mean, it kind of speaks about that frustration though. They're not used to losing. They've been dominating every single game, and what's even impressive about Liverpool's win is that it was a clean sheet. Man City did not score at all. Haaland did not score.
Mm-hmm. And they had clear chances. Haaland had had a clear header where he could have been able to finish it well, and he just didn't. So I don't know, maybe the moment got to him. It was a big game on the line. Their O was, in danger. So
gotta give some credit to Gomez and Van Dijk though. They played really well. They were aggressive. Finally. Yeah, and speaks on the size. You need center backs with that size and strength to be able to beat somebody like Haaland.
Yep, and they were there the whole game.
I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, and this whole time, from the games we've been watching, that just hasn't worked. I think they even started Matip. Is that what he's? I think that's his name. Matip in one spot with Van Dijk and also Joe Gomez. So I feel like they were trying it out as well. And I mean, it worked well against Man City, and they were able to lock it down. Finally, after being, so unbalanced and, less communicative with the defense, now it looked like they were able to solidify what they have back there. And they started Robertson. So
that was a huge difference in the game.
That was a huge difference too. Robertson has an experience with big games, and even though Tsimikas, I think that's how you pronounce it, has been playing pretty well, he did play well, and he was able to lock it down with Liverpool. So maybe that helped a little bit with syncing up the back line, because Tsimikas is, starting off a little younger, and he's trying to learn the defense. But I mean, it looked good with Robertson back there too.
I'm not being contradicting over here when I say that Arnold should continue to start though, because now that Robertson is back, now you have two options down both lanes of players that can go up in attack and players that can come back and defend. Now,
Mhm.
best defenders, absolutely not. But because now you have more options, you can play different styles, and then now on the other side, the defense has to worry about, oh, Arnold's gonna go up. Oh wait, now Robertson's gonna go up. So just having another player like that on the lineup is gonna end up making the other defense worry and focus more, and it's just gonna open more options for Liverpool as they move through games.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, even when Liverpool was in that spot where they were really good, like top team basically, and they were able to use both wing backs, like you said, that's when they were playing really well because they had those outlets, like you said. They had somebody that they can rely on either on the left side or the right side to help out the wingers, do overlaps, all that stuff. So maybe that is the move, as long as Arnold can keep his defensive mind,
which is
solid.
which has been a thing, right? Like an important factor during our era. Like we just talked about earlier, Marcos Alonso on the left and then Sergio Roberto on the right.
Hmm.
Outside backs make a huge difference
Yep.
in games nowadays, especially when you even try to come out from the back with the ball.
Yeah. So you need those playmakers out there on the line. It looked good. I mean, I think I'm mixing up my games. I was already going to talk about Darwin Nunez, but that's the game after that. Either way, I do like them starting Firmino. I
Yeah,
know Darwin is a big player and they pay money for him. But now that Jota is out, Darwin's definitely going to see some playing time, and Luis Diaz is out, which that's huge, man. Luis Diaz is playing so well, but Darwin will definitely get some time. I think they'll be able to use Firmino and Darwin at the same time. Salah as well. So I mean, they got to be able to use it, and I think it'll work well between those three, hopefully, and they continue this momentum.
yeah, I think so too. I don't think Liverpool is done yet. They definitely still have quality players and a lot of like young players. There's areas where they need to make a few changes, but
Hmm.
are they a mid-tier, mid-table team? No, they should still be
Yeah, I
there.
don't know who said that last time, but
Who said that?
I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I don't think we said that, right?
I don't
Right,
think so.
Edwin?
No.
No.
Don't
Anyway,
bring out the receipts. Don't bring them
yeah,
out.
don't bring out the receipts, man. Just leave them at home, man. We don't need those right now. Anyway, it was a great analysis on both of these games. Again, we're looking forward to the future ones. We got some more big games coming up in the weekend. So much content to talk about. We got basketball starting up now. We got NFL. Let us know. We can do a couple of more videos on different sports. If you guys are liking these, let us know as well. Click, hit the like, subscribe, share it around. Let's see what we can do with this with these videos here.
And we know that took a while to get this video out, but better late than never, right? So we got
Yeah,
we got life outside of this. We gotta
yeah,
make bread. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
We're out here. We still full time. We still have full time jobs. So we're just doing this to see what's going on. But anyway, glad you guys were here and checked it out. Hopefully we see you on the next one, and make sure you show some love on this video too. And we'll catch you next time. See you guys.